We live in this bit. We live in effect. What's up, everybody? What's up? We gonna wait till everybody get up in here, then we gonna start talking about everything, right? And I guarantee you there's gonna be a whole lot of comments in this. It's gonna be flying. I'm not really gonna be talking based off the comments like that. It is a Q&A, so I will, take the time to hit up a few questions. But we are gonna be speaking on the video of buddy from Florida that was just on lockdown 23-1. And big shout out to Def, man. Lockdown 23-1, bro, doing his thing, bro, bringing that fire. So you already know it's a big shout out to bro. Off top. Nydia said, fancy seeing you here. Who'd you see? Who's here? And y'all know the trolls gonna be on here. They don't be on my Instagram. They be scared of my Instagram because I be inviting them in the live. But hey, she said, you, bitch. Let's get into it. First and foremost, if y'all rocking with me like I'm rocking with y'all, I don't want to hear no disrespect. I don't want to see any disrespectful comments. I don't want to see none of that about Crip. Period. I don't want to see nothing dissing Crip. Reason I say that, I know a lot of solid individuals that bang Crip. I've been in prison with them. I know some real ones that bang Crip that I got respect for. And off of their face, I wouldn't go out and just say F Crip. I wouldn't say it as a whole. I'm going to speak to the individual that I have a problem with, because I know that there's real ones in every circle. There's fake ones in every circle. I'm not saying he real or fake. I'm saying out of the... What it is? Nico, I appreciate you, bro, on that donation, bro. I'm saying off the face of the people that I know and respect, if y'all rocking with me, y'all gotta rock like me, and y'all gonna be just as respectful. So we don't need to be on here dissing Crip. We don't need to be on here dissing Buddy. A lot of what he said in his video was the truth. And that right there probably gonna blow y'all mind. I spoke about this on my Instagram. A lot of what he was speaking on was the truth. As far as how the compounds go, everything. 1090, like I said on Instagram, it means set tripping. That's exactly what 1090 is. Everyone's like, oh, listen, 1090 is set tripping. That's what it is. It is what it is. And the reason I included that in my name is because during my bid, every compound I hit, blood was either one of the deepest or the deepest on the compound. We always had numbers. We always had power on every single compound. My bad, I had just got a call. And if we're not going through it, we're going to make enemies amongst each other. We're going to go at it with each other. So it's not going to be blood. It's going to be this set versus this set. There's a lot of set tripping going on. I beefed with more bloods. I hit up more bloods than anybody else. I don't really consider them blood because if I hit them up, there was a reason behind it. Most likely they weren't following the laws, weren't following the protocol. I got cut by somebody that was claiming blood. You know what I mean? So there's so much set tripping within Florida. The sets going at it with each other, which is also what he said, right? So I can vouch for exactly what he said on that with bloods going at it with each other. When I hit Appalachia, there was no problem with me being white and me being a blood. When I hit Appalachia, I was put in confinement because I had just came from Lancaster, CI. I got the assault on an inmate, possession of weapon, all these DIs. I did 290. When I got out of confinement, I went straight to I dorm, which is the high custody, close custody dorm. I was in I-4 2 bottom. This is where I met Bimba. This is where I met Rambo, Goo, Savage, Bebo, and a ton of other people in a ton of different organizations. I spent my whole time in I-4 2 bottom. So when he says he was down the hill, there's only 2 compounds down the hill. There's Q dorm, which was confinement. Q4 was the JIT dorm. And then you had I dorm, which is where I was at. I showed the letters, this and that. No one knew him that I know. TK didn't know him. Bemba didn't know him. I'm not going to hit up people that's in prison because it really doesn't matter like that. So that's why I said there must be an inconsistency with the story or some type of confusion as far as the timeline goes. Because if we was there together, everybody knew me. Everybody knew who I was. Everybody knew when the hit got put on my head. But Bimba and his people were going to ride behind me because I rode for Bimba. The thing that me and Bimba did made noise. Everybody heard about that. The fact that none of them were trying to make a move to hit me made noise. Everybody was questioning that. Okay, if you're saying he's dubbed, why haven't you hit him up yet? That must mean something, right? How come none of y'all have tried to strike? When Goo came, he set everything straight. The 2 that were talking about I was dubbed went PC. Mind you, I'm the one that confronted those same 2 people. Ran down on them, what's up, what y'all talking about? Oh, no, bro, it ain't nothing like that. Everybody was aware of this situation. Bimba, TK, everyone that I know that was on that compound was aware of the situation. So he was there, I was there. We couldn't have been there at the same time. Doesn't make any sense, right? The point of YouTube is not to bash other people or bash other people's videos or bash their story. We have so many prisons inside of Florida. You are going to find different stories. When he said he's been to compounds where whites weren't allowed as blood, I believe it. 110% I believe it. And this is why y'all shouldn't be so quick to go against him. I understand that a lot of y'all felt that he was disrespecting me and calling me out of what I represent or saying that what I stand for isn't true. I appreciate the ones that were standing up for me. What I'm saying is, he could have went around what he said in a different manner. That's all it is. If he didn't know me, that's all he needed to say. He didn't need to say, oh, he must have been at a work camp flying under the radar, or he must have not been making noise, whatever, because none of that is true at the end of the day. Never went to the work camp at Appalachia, spent my whole time on the East Unit. So we already know that. That's already in the past. You know what I'm saying? We already have the verification. We know where I was at. We know what I was doing. The majority of the people on my Instagram that I have pictures of that I talk to consistently, I've met at Appalachia. I did not meet Goose, Savage, Rambo, Bemba, TK, any of them in the JIT camps. I met them at Appalachia. I met them while I was in I-4. Goo was in I-4 above me. He was in I-2 when he first came. Savage, Rambo, all of us were in I-4. When I was in confinement with the head Crip on the compound. Big light-skinned dude, I don't remember his name. We weren't in there that long. He was going home. He had a little name on the compound because he used to bring it in more or less. But he was in P dorm. He wasn't even on the higher custody level dorms. He was in P dorm because he was about to go home. Now what happened is another Crip came to the compound and took over. He stepped to him and said, I'm taking the head. So Buddy was just like, all right, do you? I'm going home. That Crip started to hit up the other Crips on the compound. Why? Because the Crips were tying flags with the GDs. So when you throw up a C and you throw up a pitchfork and you put them together, it makes an 8-ball. They were rocking the 8-ball. They tied flags with the GDs. This Crip wasn't feeling it, because the GDs were known for their homosexual activity, and some of the Crips, some, not all, were entertaining the same thing. There was a Crip from Cali. His nickname was Cali. He grew up in whatever it is, CYA, California Youth Authority. He used to talk about it all the time. He was known for having sex with punks on the compound. So this Crip that came started hitting them up. Caught one, stabbed another one. He took over head. He took over for the Crips. He broke the alliance with the GDs, and he had them boys stepping correctly. And if they came through on that bullshit, he got them up out of there quick. He wasn't playing. He wasn't with none of the BS. You know what I'm saying? So there was solid, real Crip individuals that I know, which is why I say do not disrespect them. Do not disrespect a whole group. And do not base your perspective on a group because of the actions of one person. That can come into play, whether it's gangs, whether it's race. Do not let one person define a group of people. It doesn't work like that. He's saying he's 107 Hoover. From my understanding, once again, I'm not even affiliated with their shit, but Hoover isn't Crip, and the Hoovers that I met were pushing criminal. Hoover criminal, they wasn't associating with Crip. In fact, they was beefing with Crip. But that has nothing to do with me. That's not my affiliation. And you know, the funny thing is, if we was in prison, I wouldn't be speaking about Crip. And most likely he wouldn't be speaking about blood, because that can start a war in itself. You don't need to be speaking on people that don't have nothing to do with you. But of course, we're on YouTube, right? So we're obviously not going by prison rules or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But with him making the comment that white bloods weren't allowed at compounds, that's not unheard of. The reason I say that is Florida had its own culture before gangs hit Florida. That's how the whole South is. Atlanta, everything. Before the gangs came down south, all of these areas had their own culture. So what happens is, when you have a lot of these members claiming to be a part of this, they might only have an association to where their group comes from by one person. So they are not able to take in the whole gang culture. They're just able to take in the knowledge. You know what I mean? That's why you don't view Bloods or Crips in Florida dressing like they're from Cali. They don't do that. They don't wear the Dickie fit. They don't wear the Chuck Taylors. They don't do that. They still have a Florida culture. So what happens with that? Florida is, everybody knows Florida is racist. It has a huge racist history. From whites not liking blacks, blacks not liking whites, Hispanics going through it with blacks, whatever it is. We have that history. So what happens is when these people get into these gangs that are from different areas like Cali and New York, Chicago, they bring their own culture with it. So you might have a shitload of Bloods that's from Florida and none of them like white people, period. They don't like them. So no, they're not going to want to accept a white blood. No, they've never left fucking Florida. They've never been to New York. They've never been to Cali. Because if they see one that's white out there, they're going to be like, oh shit, there are white ones. You know what I mean? But a lot of them have never, they have no fucking idea. So if you got one dude saying that, oh nah, white boy can't be here, and they're going to rock behind him, well, guess what? They're going to hit that white boy. That white boy has two options. You either fold your flag, you pancake to some other shit, whatever it is, which 110% is a sign of weakness. You fold your flag just because somebody tells you you can't bang. That's the same as you folding your flag if an op tell you you can't bang. You know, it's the same shit. Or you go at it. You either hit one of them up or you just tell them, you know what I'm saying? If I'm fooled, come chew me up then. Do what you got to do. And if they don't do nothing, what does that say about their organization? You know what I mean? So within the gang culture, when you hear white bloods can't be at this compound, it's not because there can't be white bloods. It's because the bloods that are there have no fucking education on their own fucking shit. Have never heard of a white blood because the projects they come from in Florida, there's no crackers there. So they take in and adapt and try to make a hybrid of the gang in Florida culture. Just like when they say, oh, there ain't no white Crips allowed at this compound. There's white Crips, there's white Bloods, there's white Kings, there's white GDs. There's damn near white every single other organization. You will never find a black Aryan. Why? Because none of these other organizations follow the same type of beliefs as Aryans, as skinheads, as anything like that. You know what I mean? That's, people always say, oh, white blood is like a black Aryan. How? The swastika, Hitler, Jews, all of that history has nothing to do with blood. When have you heard of Bloods putting people in concentration camps? These aren't hate groups. That is the difference, and that is why other races are accepted. If you grow up in that same area with that same struggle, these aren't hate groups. When in your history, philosophy, whatever, you're taught to hate another person, or you feel that you need to preserve your own race or whatever it is, they're not aligned with each other. The beliefs don't align. If you look at Crip and Blood, there's differences in the history, but there's a lot of similarities. If you look at these hate organizations, they don't have shit in common. That's the difference, right? So you have a lot of blacks and even some Spanish that do not want white bloods because that is what they have been taught. That's what's been programmed in their mind. A lot of the black blood members have no idea that the original beef in Rikers Island, where the East Coast started at, where the UBN started at, a lot of people have no idea the original beef was with the Spanish, was with the Kings and Inietas. A lot of people don't know that. So they'll accept the Spanish blood before a white blood because they don't know their shit. There's a lot of misguidance in Florida. There's a lot of people that don't have the knowledge that they need, and they just want to make a name and a reputation, and they're quick to hit something up. And one thing I've always respected about the Latin Kings was not only their unity, but how in control they are as a massive movement. With blood, word might get sent out that Buddy got a bad name and he need to go. Word might get sent out right after the fact. Never mind, it's false, he's good. But because that initial message got sent out and people get moved to different prisons all the time, things happen so fast, he might get hit up at 2 or 3 different compounds before everybody finds out his name was good. You know what I mean? That we don't have the unity and the communication that is needed. So a lot of the times when sets start going to war, none of that is supposed to be happening. Blood shouldn't be beefing with blood, but it happens because of the lack of control, communication, everything. So his story really isn't as bad as a lot of people make it sound. And like I said, K-Frog never came off to me as a flawed individual. Real individuals are going to seek out and surround themselves with other real individuals. So I wouldn't imagine that he would be anything aside from what K-Frog vouches for. I wouldn't say he flawed. I wouldn't say none of that. And just because he said something against me doesn't mean that we can discredit the work he put in for his people. He could have still been rocking. He could have still been this and that. See, that's the thing, is a lot of people will pick a YouTuber. I'm going to pick this one. And if he doesn't like this one, then he must have been PC, or he must have... None of that, bro. He could have been realer than me on the compound. But I never heard of him. My people never heard of him. Vice versa, he never heard of me. I'm not going to say he could have been at a work camp, or he could have just been a down low Crip or Hoover, whatever. I'm not going to say all that. And that's where all the extra bullshit comes into play that really shouldn't have come into play. So my problem wasn't with a lot of the facts that he put out that I verified, that I can stand on and say what he said is true. My problem is how he went about it. Could have just said he didn't know me. It would have been left at that. The extra comments that came in, as if that's gonna deter people or give people a different viewpoint of me, that was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? None of that. I've brought on too many people that can verify everything that I've spoke on. There's somebody that keeps commenting on death shit, gang, gang, gang. He says that he knows someone that made me break it off. DM me, any of that, bro. I will bring you on the channel. We can talk about it. I told you I would pay you $500. I'll pay you $10.90 if you can find anybody that can speak that bullshit on my name, because it's not gonna happen. And like I said, I can bring people on here that don't like me. I can bring people on here that'll tell you I'm a bitch, that tell you I did this and that. Well, check their face for the fucking sky, because the only ones that were talking bad about me was the ones that I hit up. I got real Crip homies, Zoe homies, GD homies, believe it or not. When you real, you gonna find real ones in every single group. And if y'all's organization isn't going to war with another, you're going to become cool with other people. It's not gang segregated either at the same time. So you're going to be around other gangs and you're going to communicate. You're going to see blacks Doesn't matter what black gang they're in, they're going to communicate with Unforgivens. They might not bust down a brick together and eat together, but they're going to communicate. Just like Savage and TK. Excuse me. I never knew Savage and TK knew each other until after I posted. Savage and TK saw it and he was like, yo, that's bro. And come to find out, they were in the JIT dorm at Appalachia and they were cool as shit. They flipped people together. They ate together, everything. TK and Savage, Unforgiven and Sex, Money, Murder. You know what I mean? So a lot of things were true about his story. I don't think y'all should knock him or discredit the work that he put in. He's been vouched for by somebody that I believe is a verified source, which would be K-Frog. I just don't agree with how he went about it. Now, what I said on my Instagram, the story really doesn't matter. The story, it really doesn't. What matters is the message and the movement behind it. My message was my story and my brother's story. And I put that message out there because the motive was to let it be known. The movement is to hold my people down, expose the realities of Florida State Prison, and hopefully at some point we can make a change. Y'all saw on my Instagram, if you follow me in the story, a politician hit me back from Florida, says she's going to check out the videos. If you don't have a message or a movement, then what you're speaking is pretty much just bullshit stories. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can talk about hitting body up and I can talk about this and that. But if I'm not trying to deter somebody from prison, if I'm not trying to explain someone's story so that they can be seen by someone that can get them out of prison because they don't deserve to be there or be there for as long as they've been, that's the point of YouTube. That's the point of these videos, these stories. It's not just to glamorize it and be on Instagram like, yo, I'm the hottest gangbanger. I don't give a fuck about none of that. None of that shit. You want me to be real about something too, right? Why I never made a video about Wes Watson? What's the point? What's the point? We have no similarities. We did no time in similar places, but that doesn't discredit me. That doesn't discredit him. You know what I mean? It doesn't. So I can say, oh, if he came over here, the politics wouldn't work. Well, no shit. And if I came over there, it's not going to be what the fuck I expected to be either. But I'm not going to tell people, oh, you would die if you come over here. Oh, if we went over there, we would rock out. The hypothetics and all that extra shit, it's bullshit. There's no point speaking on things that's just hypothetics. We're not going to get nothing out of it. I can give you my honest idea on what I think would happen if I went to Cali. I'd either get killed or kill something. Right? Because from my understanding, that's how it's rocking. You got people that say, nah, you can do it. You just got to rock out. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. If I go to Cali, it's not going there to go to fucking prison. You see what I'm saying? I'm not visiting places to go to their prison and test their politics and compete on who's more of a killer. What the fuck is that? That's the same energy and mentality that these jits have on the street. Oh, I'm more bodied than he is. I'm more bodied than he is. So let's shoot it out. And then your stupid ass end up in prison for the next however many years, if not life. And it's like the OG told me, when you got a life sentence and you're sitting in your cell, that's when you can talk about all that gangster shit you was doing. You tell people how much of a killer you are. Tell people how you left your family on the street. Tell people how you never made more than $20,000 because you only had a real job for like 6 months and you wanted to sell dope, then you caught a body. Tell people how you never did nothing. You never owned nothing in your fucking name. You never got a car. You never had an apartment. Your daughter got to grow up without you. Talk about all of that shit, bro, because that's all you have left to talk about. You are a fucking has-been. You are a past tense, even though you still breathing. You can only speak on the shit you did in the past. And the people that still feel the need to prove them fucking self aren't satisfied with their past. If I still feel the need at 25 to be the hottest gangster, to be this, that, and the third, it's because I'm not satisfied with the work I put in. Right? I need to do something else to make everybody think that I'm hot. I need to do something. Man, fuck that. You know how I'm getting respect now? I'm holding my people down. I done sent money to a shitload of my people. I got my brothers in there with 15 pen pals from around the motherfucking world, from Australia. Savage got a pen pal from Australia. My brother been locked down since he was 16 years old. Caught 23 years. And he didn't even catch the body. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody's going to try to compete with me, let's do some friendly competition. Let's see who can get the most pen pals, raise the most money for their people, bring the most attention to the cause as far as politicians go. Let's see what we can do in a positive manner. If we want to compete about that gang shit, we might as well just stayed in prison, right? Who's the hottest released felon? Like, how the fuck that sound, bro? That shit sound corny as hell, right? So that's my reaction to the video. A lot of the things that bro said was true. What he said about me, he could have said in a different context. He didn't need to say it how he said it. He didn't need to try to set the image that he did. And I believe that's why the comments in the comment section kind of got on him. But that doesn't mean I want y'all that fuck with me to be disrespecting him. Because I know some real people on his side. Not necessarily Hoovers, but I know some real Crips. So there's no need for the disrespect. There's no need for the bashing. When he drops his pot too, none of y'all need to come crazy like that. If anything, just leave the comment to yourself. And yes, the Florida culture, a lot of white boys embrace black culture. I don't understand what the issue with that is. Because if we are getting called out for embracing black culture, does that not mean you're going to call out black people that, let's say, embrace white culture? If he speaks more proper than me, but he's black, are you going to say he's trying to be white? It's a double-edged sword. If you grow up in an area, you relate to the culture, it is what the fuck it is, bro. I wouldn't expect people to be like this in different areas of the country. Every place is different. Florida is a big-ass state. Miami is not like Tampa. Tampa is not like Orlando. Orlando is not Jacksonville, and Jacksonville is not like Tallahassee. So you will have different people in each area that got a different swag, a different lingo, and a different way of going about themselves. But at the end of the day, I respect people's perspectives as long as mine is respected. That's it. As long as my views are respected, your views will also be respected. So the disrespect on YouTube, it's not needed. You don't need to go at him. If you want to disrespect me and troll me, pull up on my Instagram, bitch. We'll go live. I'm going to fire your ass up. But other than that, let's jump into these Q&As. Let's see if y'all got some questions for me. We got 1.1 thousand people in here. Holy shit. I didn't even notice. Damn, we got some big boy donations. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all run them lights up too. Let's at least get to 500. You feel me? Let's at least get to 500. Fuck it, 600. We'll do it for the Crips. Shout out to my dog Flex from Orlando, putting on for Shotgun Crip. Straight up. But what's up with y'all though? What comments y'all got, man? What does set tripping mean? Set tripping is just when one set of an organization go at it with another set. And I'm glad you brought that up. 1090, you put 1090 on Instagram, it's going to be a shitload of pages that pop up. 1090 wasn't specific to a set. It kind of was. I'm not really going to get into that because it's not something I'm trying to push out because it'll get repeated by kids that shouldn't be repeating these things. But 1090 Music Group, which has Bloods and Crips, it's hybrid love between Blood and Crip. In New York and a lot of the East Coast, Blood and Crip not even going at it like that. They really going at it against the GDs, especially in New York. So 1090 Music Group, 1090 Scrapping all them boys, shout out to them. They a different whip than what I'm pushing. But they Blood and Crip unified, doing their music thing and doing what they doing. But set tripping is just one set going against another set that's under the same umbrella. Nah, my face tat didn't hurt. Would I bring him on for a collab? Nah, I wouldn't bring him on for a collab because I don't view a positive outcome. I don't know his maturity level. I don't know what he's speaking on, but based off the fact that it was pretty much disrespect after the first run and we've never spoke, there's nothing to really speak on after that. I've said my piece. If we're going to come together and do something positive, we can run that. But if we're just going to come on here and be like, well, I was here and I was there and there's no point to that. It's kind of just an endless situation that's gonna go nowhere. I don't got nothing against Buddy. He doing what he doing. He's from Pompano. Yeah, well, Goo from Pompano. Goo got one of the most famous cases since it involved a cop getting shot the fuck up and dying. And I mean, Goo and Goo's people got bammed. Goo's nephew, Pompano Randy, shout out to Pompano Randy. And Goo's nephew was also C Glizzy. Shout out to C Glizzy, the rapper that got shot in the eye. And that boy slide into one of them songs. So he said he was there. He from Pompano. Goo was running it for the Bloods. Goo from Pompano. I was Goo right-hand man. So I mean, there's nothing to get out of us just going back and forth on bullshit. You thinking about killing somebody? Can you get some advice? Yeah, Call of Duty comes out in like 4 days, and you can kill as many people as you want in Call of Duty, bro. As many people as you want. I swear to God. Would I ever shoot a movie? Man, my life a motherfucking movie. I ain't gonna be mad if it gets recorded. I would love to do that. Would I try to start or find programs to guys that need help getting out? Yes. The thing about that though is there's a certain mentality it takes when you get out. You have to want to get out and strive for success. You can't just get out and expect somebody to help you. And that's honestly the most difficult thing that I've dealt with my YouTube channel, with trying to bring people on, with trying to support people, with trying to push them to do something, to be productive. Jump on YouTube, see how many people like your vibe, see how many people support you. You know, I wanted to do that with TK first quarter because I know TK is a savage and I know he's also a good dude. And I wanted TK to feel that love after not being in the streets for 10 years and feel that support from all the people. You know what I mean? Bro got a shitload of subscribers off of 2 fucking videos. Bro's second video hit damn near what, 40,000 views? He's getting a lot of love and I feel that's very important. Bimba. You know, I brought Bimba on the show. Now I'm pushing Bimba to pop off on his own route. Bro always been in good shape. He's the one that taught me how to work out. You know, if you haven't seen his Instagram, it's Bimba, BEMBA_305. And he's now getting into the prison workout, showing people how to work out. You know, we got to find our own little thing that we're good at. Mine is speaking. TK is bumping. He wants to do street beefs. Bimba bumping too, shit, but he like to fight on the street. He don't want to get in the ring. But Bimba's also good at working out. Bimba can give people support just like he supported me like a big brother. That's primo, you feel me? Just like he supported me, got me to working out, got me healthier. Bro can do that for a lot of other people. And it's hard when I have certain brothers that I try to help that aren't as willing to jump into it, or they just don't want that type of attention. And some of them end up falling into the same thing. So, I mean, yeah, I would love to organize something that helps people when they get out. But you also have to have a certain mentality for that. And the hardest thing for someone that wants to help is to give up on somebody. But we need to realize not everybody wants that help. And it's tough. It's tough when you care about somebody and they don't want that help and they're still in a destructive mode. But that's life. These comments going so damn fast, bro. Have you ever been in a riot? A fucking couple. Yeah, 1090 is set tripping. 10% loyal, 90% creep, 90% grimy, whatever. But the loyalty comes first. So it's basically the same as saying like, yeah, we the same shit, but if you fuck up, I'm not sparing you. You know what I mean? I'm holding you fully accountable. And if they fuck up, I'm cleaning them up too. Just like my brother Red Light. 1090 is a motherfucker. Red Light done hit up so many bloods, done X'd out so many bloods. And he 5'9" Brim from Bali, from San Diego. You know what I mean? So there's no, what y'all got to say about that? From Cali, San Diego, 5'9", did his time in Florida. You feel me? Like, but it's like I said, I got into it with a lot of my people more than anybody else. Nah, I never saw him. I never saw him before, which is why I say there has to be some form of confusion on the time periods that we was there. I would have liked it if he was able to name, you know, some of the people that was there. You don't necessarily want to put a lot of names out, but it would have gave me an idea of at least who was there when he was there, as far as the Bloods go, as far as the Crips go. Because there was really only like 3 or 4 Crips when I was at Appalachia. You know, they didn't really have any numbers like that. Yeah, that's another thing. Paperwork really doesn't mean shit in Florida. Let me clarify that. The paperwork that I showed y'all, my disciplinary reports, I can prove every prison that I was at. I was at CFRC and H-Dorm, something CI, went back to CFRC, Lake Butler, I Block, Lancaster CI, Lancaster Work Camp, back to Lancaster CI. Then I went back to Lake Butler, through Washington, and then I hit Appalachia. You know what I mean? By the time I hit Appalachia, I was the highest custody, so I got put in a I-dorm. But when you look at someone's DIs and shit, like, none of that's going to tell you if they were a bitch. Nobody's paperwork is going to say, oh, he broke it off. You got plenty of people that'll be, oh, I did 7, I did 15, and they were a bitch the whole bid. But the paperwork isn't going to tell you that. The people are going to tell you that. The people were the ones that was around you. My most gangster DI, my most gangster disciplinary report, assault on an inmate, and they said me and Buddy went at it with the brick and a lock, didn't even happen. I got crashed and he ran up in front of the CO's booth. They came flying in, grabbed him and grabbed me. That was it. I never got him back. You know who got him back? Brando. You know why? Because Brando was fucked up by me. So Brando had to get somebody else. He told him to do it. Boo, Buddy got hit. You know what I'm saying? Same dude that cut me. You know who cut him? Brando. You see what I'm saying? So the verification really doesn't come from the paperwork, because there's things that can happen outside of the paperwork. The verification comes from your people. Comes from the people that know you, the relationships that you built inside of the prison. So, you was locked up with Diaz. Which Diaz? You can't just throw a name out there like that and not be more specific, especially when you talk about Florida. Did I ever meet any prior military in prison? The head of the Zoes at Lancaster CI, when I was there, he was in the Haitian military before he came to the U.S. He was known for smacking the shit out of people. He would smack people out. Like, they would be knocked out after him smacking them. There's a kid that, like, pissed himself. Big-ass Haitian. But, yeah, he was in their military. What's Goo's status right now? Goo is in confinement right now. So he's going to be in confinement most likely until the new year. They got him on some DIs. And then we should actually be hearing back from the court soon about Goo before he actually gets out. So when we get that news, we'll get a better idea and understanding on what's going on with his case. And we'll figure it out from there. Yo, I ain't even gonna cap these comments going so damn fast. Hey, I appreciate y'all for running the lights up too, man. That's real now. It was cold, but now I'm hot. Rennie Diaz, I don't know. I'd have to see a picture, bro. If anything, hit me up on Instagram. Slow mo CTRL plus S. I did it. I'm trying to do it right now. I don't know. I think I did it, but then again, we got 1.1 thousand people in here. How much time Goo got? Goo got 50 years, man. He gets game time, but it ain't that much. Yeah, Brando a fucking savage. You want to talk about a white blood that's all the way to fucking Brando rocking. See, that's the thing is like, I can tell you who's been in more shit than me. Brando has been in more shit than me. TK has been in more shit than me. I did 3 years. TK did 10. Brando did like 7. You know what I'm saying? So they've been on compounds longer than me. They've been to more wars than me. They've hit more people up than me. They've been hit up more times than me. I'm not the hottest thing going. I'm just the one that's able to present the story. That's it. I'm able to tell you in a way that attracts your attention. And I'm able to bring these people on. And not everybody I bring on is that good of a talker. So you might not like Buddy's story because he can't talk good. But at the same time, this might be somebody that I looked up to in prison because of how savage they was. You see what I'm saying? What's Unforgiven? So Unforgiven is the whites inside of Florida State Prison. It's not all whites. It's basically one white organization, the only white organization in which a swastika, cracker bolts, things like that are tattooed on them. That's what they rock. That's what TK is a part of. TK is actually up there as far as rank goes with Unforgiven. And if you're in any white organization, Nazi, skinhead, you know, whatever the fuck, when you come to Florida, you're going to be under the Unforgivens. You're not going to go by that title. You're going to go by Unforgiven. And, you know, it's a solid group of white guys. They're not deep pretty much on any compound. They really don't have numbers like that. But a lot of them are solid as fuck and they will kill you. You know what I mean? They will kill you. The difference between our whites and I would guess whites in other states is even though he's in a white gang that has that symbolism, they still have respect for white boys that hold it down, regardless of if they're blood, they're crip, whatever. Because you're not just going to be a blood or a crip and get respect and no one's going to fuck with you. You got to earn it. You got to earn it full circle. You're going to go through it a lot. And they have a respect for that. They understand that you're white. They understand that you grew up in a different place. They understand that you grew up with different people. And they understand what you go through and what you've gone through, and it's respect. And that respect is likewise, you know what I mean? I'm sure that there was a couple of Unforgivens that didn't like me, but I was never disrespected by any. And then, you know, I was cool with a lot of the older ones. I was cool with one that ended up catching a body when we were all there. Yeah, and I mean, these dudes are full-blown, like, their whole fucking head tatted with Celtic or, you know, like, the Viking beliefs, like Norse. I don't know if I'm saying everything correctly. I don't want to be disrespectful, say something wrong. But a lot of, like, the Celtic design tattoos, the hammers, the Odinism, things along like that, just tatted all fucking over them. But a lot of them were some solid-ass dudes, and, you know, they never tried to force beliefs on me. And I was always open to hearing other people's beliefs. Yeah, TK was fucking famous at Appalachia. TK got into it a few times there too. Am I cool with any GDs? Yeah. Yeah, I know some GDs. I met Black P Stones on the street. I never met Vice Lords like that. They're not really in Florida. If they are, they're really a minority. You know what I mean? How's Brando been? He good. He chilling. Working, taking care of his son, doing his thing. I keep like grabbing my hoodie and my hat because I'm hot as hell. And people posting prison numbers. Yo, there's still mad comments, so it's still flying. Will you be holding Goo down in 50 years? No. The fuck? He gonna be out. The fuck? If he gotta ride out the whole bid, he would be out before the full 50. Bro already done been down a shitload of years. He been down since like 06, 07. The fuck? We be on an island somewhere, kick back, drinking, hanging out. You feel me? Trying to get them all the females I can. We might be old as shit, but that don't change nothing. That's still bro. Nah, we don't have Aryans in Florida unless they come from another spot of the feds or something. You feel me? Jessica, what's up with you? I ever go toe-to-toe with Goo? Nah. Me and Goo, we never like slapboxed or nothing. He put his hands up to me one time, like slapboxing. So, you know, I put my hands out like, what's up? You don't want that? I'm long. I got a long ass arm. Like, a lot of y'all don't understand the size difference between me and some of these other people. Like, right now, I'm big as shit. As far as, like, fat, strong, I done got a whole, it look like I ate the last me. I look like I ate Jake from 2015, you know what I'm saying? I got way more size on me, but when I was in there, 6'6'1", with a long ass reach. So, you know, I put my hands up, I'm like, you don't want that? He put his hands down, he just playing. I slapboxed Savage before. Savage bumping 1,000. I slapboxed Rambo. I slapboxed Bimba. We used to do this shit for cardio, just fuck each other up real quick. Or practice, you know what I'm saying? Stay war ready, keep our hands up to date, keep the wrestling up to date, all that shit, you know what I mean? How do you get a pen pal? Jacqueline, hit me up on Instagram if you want a pen pal, and I'll put you in contact. I'll walk you through the whole process, show you the app, what the app is called, how to use it, how to do everything. You can send pictures, videos, video visits, which is like a FaceTime, all type of shit. Yeah, Bimba bumping. Bimba bumping. When Bimba hit shit, it break. Like Bimba bumping. You know what I'm saying? But also, off the fact that every single one of Bimba's brothers was a killer, even though Bimba was bumping and somebody probably wanted to hit him up instead of fighting him, they had to fight him. Because had they tried to hit up Bimba, first of all, I would have got you. Second of all, his people would have annihilated whoever you're affiliated with. And Bimba, I mean, he's wetting shit up at the same time. But Bimba bumping and everybody I watched him fight, he fucked them up. Hey, big shout out to Australia, man. I appreciate you. You need female pen pals like guys too. I mean, they're gonna want female pen pals, to be honest. It's kind of like, I don't know, 1,400 dicks on every compound, so they're gonna want to talk to some females. You know what I mean? If you want to do fan mail and shout them out or something like that, I'm not opposed to it. I'm sure they're not either. I would just say don't really expect a big response because it does cost money to email back. So I think they would prefer somebody that they can have multiple conversations with, preferably a female. You know what I mean? Is TK doing street beefs for real? I don't know. I don't think he needs to do street beefs anytime soon because bro just came home from 10 years. He needs to focus on building a solid foundation, solid job, solid place to live. You have to solidify your existence. You have to solidify your place in society before you're able to really entertain the extra activities and shit. You know what I mean? Like if I jump out and I'm trying to get into this and get into that, but I'm not focusing on my home base, my home base is gonna crumble when I fall. If this doesn't work out for me and I have nothing to fall back on, I'm fucked. And when you're fucked, you're desperate. And when you're desperate, crimes can be committed, because not everybody is in the position to just hold up all your weight. Hey, I'll pay your rent. Hey, I'll pay you. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to work on solidifying his place in society before he starts getting into all the other shit, in my opinion. But if he says he's ready, I'm gonna go off his word. Who's the funniest dude I knew locked up? Man, there's a lot of funny ass people in there. Yeah, I've heard TK rap in school. We used to be in school, he would rap. Savage, what's up with you, big bro? You still ain't had the baby yet, bro? Baby don't want to come out yet? Who's the funniest girl I know? Not you? So it could be any day. I know you stressing. That shit have your nerves crazy. That's like, you know the yard gonna pop off, but you don't know when it's gonna pop off. That's crazy, man. It's gonna be a good feeling though. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, y'all really gotta stop trying to put YouTube channels against each other. That's not what it's about. You know what I mean? It's not about beefing with this channel, beefing with that channel. Like, I honestly don't give a fuck if somebody was this or somebody was that inside the prison. If the message they're putting out is a positive message, then it's a positive message. If we want to argue about who's the biggest gangster, it ain't none of us. The biggest gangsters are stuck in that shit. The biggest gangsters can't come out. You know what I mean? That's why they in that shit that they're in. That's why that reality is their reality, and they're out of tune with how it goes out here. The biggest gangsters ain't coming home, bro. So if you're trying to find out who's the hottest YouTuber, the fuck? How does that even sound? I'm a hot YouTuber, bro. I don't even like saying that. People just be going for the wrong shit. Yeah, the people who think they're the toughest are gonna get humbled. You think you're a killer, well, go do your thing, bro. And when you find yourself in that cell for the rest of your fucking life, you know, write about it, talk about it, whatever you, it don't fucking matter. A lot of y'all don't even know. Like, y'all gotta really look up prison cemeteries. The people that get buried on the prison. You don't get a name on your grave or nothing. They just put a little fucking cross. A little white cross. That's it. Nobody knows. Nobody can go there and fucking, oh, I miss you. None of that shit, bro. Them CEOs will spit dip on your fucking grave. Don't care about none of that. And I've had a horrible day, by the way. My day today sucked. Everything just sucked. My daughter shit in the diaper. I changed the diaper. All of a sudden, I look at my hand. There's shit all up my hand. Today's just fucking sucked. So, but y'all been hitting me up. Yo, jump on the live, jump on the live. So I was like, all right, let me holler at the people real quick. Let me see what's up with them. Yeah, that's how it goes, bro. People will die. There was a case in Florida. The body was cremated and everything before the family was even notified. And now they can't. What are you going to tell the parents? There was no autopsy. Buddy got whatever. I don't know if he got killed or whatever happened. But they fucking took his body, evaporated him, put him in a bag. And then they called the people like, hey, we're mailing you some dust right now. That's your son. Like, what? Yeah, that's how shit goes. Most likely the CEOs whacked them or whatever, but that's how shit goes, bro. They don't even do a fucking autopsy. and now you ain't nothing but sand. It's the reality a lot of people try to look past. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I appreciate all y'all, man. 40,000 subscribers. That shit's wild, bro. I can't wait to just keep it pushing, keep elevating. I gotta step my game up because Savage is catching up to me so motherfucking fast. You know what I mean? So I gotta make sure I'm on point and consistent. Daniel, I appreciate you for the donation. Whoever sent $100 and the money before that, I appreciate you. I didn't see it just because I was so focused on speaking, you feel me? He said, nah, stop it. He catching up too quick. Too quick. Gotta be on the edge of my seat. He catching up too quick. Pranks in prison. You want to hear a funny fucking prank? It's not even a prank, right? When you're at CFIC, Central Florida Reception Center in Orlando, when you come out to get your uniform, you have to turn in everything that you're wearing. So you have to come out ass naked. Turn in your blues and collect the other ones. A lot of the new cocks, right? A new cock is somebody that they just came. A lot of the new cocks, they didn't know what the fuck they were supposed to do. So everyone else, you know, you take your sheet and you tie your sheet around your body like a fucking toga. You go out with your blues, you turn them in, you get your new ones. So when the CO did this shit, man, we had like 14 people that had just came. All of them come out their room butt ass naked, you know, hand over their dick and nuts, and they looking around like, you know, all nervous and shy and shit. Everybody else is dying fucking laughing because we got our sheets wrapped around our body. They came up butt ass naked, ass cheeks out and everything. The CO was fucking laughing. He starts yelling at them and shit, tells them to go put the fucking toga on. But man, that shit had me dying, bro. All of them came out butt ass naked, looking mad timid, like, is this how we supposed to do this? Like, shit funny as hell. This shit that COs will do that'll, you know what I mean? Not everybody is just evil, and they'll embarrass you, and, you know, we'll laugh about it, and it's just wild, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking prison. Yeah, laundry exchange ain't no joke, bro. You might get handed some boxes that are supposed to be white, and you know, right where your thing gonna be at, there's a big old yellow stain. You turn them around, there's a shit stain on the back. You might have bloody boxes. You don't know what type of shit you're gonna get. It's crazy. But hey, shout out to y'all, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. I'm finna end the live. I'm finna go eat. I haven't had any dinner. But try to stop the negativity, fall back from the negativity. Everybody that come on to YouTube sharing their story, give them a chance. Don't compare our stories. Because a lot of our stories, they're really not comparable. A lot of us have done time in a lot of different places. A lot of us have done time under different politics, under different sets of rules. Even if it's one state, everybody's journey is going to be different. Just like two people in Florida, just because they both live in that same state doesn't mean they live the same life. So, hey, I appreciate y'all. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.